Hello, George. Hello, Kester. Just thought I'd show you this because George raised it. So I'm sitting here at the Kenworth dealer in Cedar Rapids. George, you're talking about heavy cargo packs and such. As you can see, this truck's base price is 200 grand. Okay, but this can't haul like the super heavy stuff. With the 510 horsepower motor and that kind of wheelbase and transmission setup, it doesn't have it. I'll show you what I mean, and this is what you need to look for if you want a truck that's capable. Now, bear in mind, all things come with a sacrifice. The more powerful the truck, the higher its torque value, etc., and longer its wheelbase, the harder it is to turn a maneuver, the more difficult it is to park, unless you're just driving straight into a parking spot at one of the truck stops. So, customized configuration. You have all of these options. Now, you won't have a lot of stuff that you see over here that I have because I have wheel tuning packs and, all that kind of stuff. So, what kind of cab we got on? We got a 76. 52. So here you can see it's not really optimized for heavy cargo. Optimized for super heavy cargo, that needs to be up here somewhere. But you will notice that it's not as easy hauling normal cargo, and the maneuverability, sometimes hill traversal suffers. So we can leave it at that for now. The chassis, 6x4 or 224. That gives a bit more maneuverability. Why? Because it's got a shorter wheelbase. Ever so slightly. Engine. Even that one's not so good. But I think where the thing is going to happen is with transmission. So, what happens if we go to an Eaton? Boom. Now you notice. Heavy cargo goes up. And these are the things that you have to be paying attention to when it comes to these trucks. This could probably haul most of the heavy cargoes. Okay, but I am going to undo all of this. See changes. And I don't want that actually. So cancel all modifications. You do that by pressing cancel or escape on your keyboard. And what else do they have? Now this is the big daddy. This one and this one. 600 horsepower, 86-inch studio. Means you can stand up in it. And each kind of setup. Now, this is a heavy hauler. Just as is. This is a heavy hauler. .600 horsepower. It's got even a more powerful one. Wow. But you look at this. The maneuverability is absolutely horrid. So it always comes in. See, just by not taking away one axle. Yeah, you can remove that. That's for the day cab. No place to sleep. That has a mid lift. That means the third wheel lifts up. Makes maneuvering a little bit easier. And now you get another big boy. Again, this is great for good for hill traversal, good for handling uneven terrain and heavy cargo, but maneuverability and normal cargo suffer because this truck is specifically more designed for heavy lifting. These are kind of cool, but even I don't drive them. I tend, but as you can see, just by different models, just by picking different things, you can get different kinds of setups. I can't remember. See how that one, the wheel lift up? Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't like any of those. I mean, I already have my truck, and it's working, but I wanted to show you that, there are things that you really need to be looking at for things. The other thing is, as I said, don't live your life in a day. Just focus on building up, your company. George, you said there's only one driver to hire. And those are base rates, $350 plus X amount of mile. That's a standard rate for a driver. Ones that are even different. And that's because you haven't discovered enough recruitment agencies. But you didn't know where those places were. But I told you. There are question marks on your world map. And even you can see it on the GPS inside your truck when you're driving. You can see question marks. Those are recruitment agencies or dealerships. And as you get more dealerships and recruitment agencies discovered, you end up with more dealerships to pick from, types of trucks. As you know, I own a Mack, I own an International, I own a Western Star, I own this Kenworth. But I've also discovered a lot of things. I'm going to leave the dealership for now. And I will focus more on my company. So if you look, I gave you a map view. I have 34 garages located in basically one in every state. These are what my garages are. Most of them are large, which means they also have fuel pumps at them, which is saves you a few cents. If it's got a crown, that means that's your home. My home is Amarillo, Texas. Why, I don't know. And then if you look at trucks, these are where my drivers are and everything else. But if I go to table view, I own over 137 trucks. My company owns 76 trailers. And I have 133 drivers. That includes myself. And as you can see, because I've discovered, I've been driving for years, these were question marks at one point. Now they're these. And I can just pick, hire a driver. And as you see, I have pages and pages of them. This is standard. And one other thing I want to show you, and this comes to driver manager. I'll just pick a driver. So a lot of mine are obviously 10.0 already. There is a training policy. The thing is, you got to remember to change it at some point. For your own personal driver, okay, what you want to focus on is long distance, and that builds up this, and that means it increases the amount of time you can drive per day. That'll allow you to take jobs that are further away, pay more money, and then you want to put it probably back on balanced. And that fills in 1 square each time you earn enough XP. It loads it out. I don't know what the number is. But you can, these pay more than others. High value cargo, fragile cargo, and just in time kind of thing. But when you're hiring a new driver, when you get to that point, I don't recommend doing it at this point in time. Just leave them on balanced and try and find one that's got a couple of, like a square in this, maybe a square in that, and might have 1 or 2 squares here. But they level up fairly quickly, so you can always hire them and just leave them on balanced. That prevents them from taking jobs that are too far away. And they don't have the ability to haul any of these other kinds of cargoes. So if they're in a town, they did a drop-off, that's cool. But now they can't find a cargo, which means they got to drive all the way back to your garage. And you end up having to pay for their fuel and expenses. And they contributed nothing on the return trip. That's not good. So I built her up to, I think it was 2 squares of long distance, and then I switched her training profile back to balance. I hope that helps you both. There's a lot of depth to this. Like, it's not, and you can buy garages that these are garages that are on the map. I could buy this one right now if I wanted to. Actually, I could probably buy almost all the ones that are every map in Texas. As you can see, I own 4 or 5 in Texas alone. I only have 2 in California because I don't like driving in California. Sorry, George. I hate $5 a gallon gasoline. But there you go. I might get another one up in Montana, sort of maybe in Billings or something. And Kansas, I don't know, Salina. I might put one in Topeka, that way I've got balance. I try to space them so I don't have them too close to a garage I already have. Farmington, huh. Yeah. So anyway, but there you go. And if you ever want to know what some of the stuff on your map looks like, let me zoom out here. So obviously you're seeing all kinds of stuff. Click this square, Map Legend. And this tells you everything you need to know. So recruitment agencies. I've discovered a lot of them. Service centers, truck dealerships. They only show up like that if you've already discovered them. They won't show you. Well, there's a recruitment agency. And resting places. That's typically what I have on here. Service, recruitment. I don't usually show recruitment agencies. I don't care about it for now. Truck dealers I do sometimes, but most times I just want resting places and service and fuel stops. That's what I really care about for now. I don't mess with this stuff, and I don't mess with this. And cities you've been to, obviously show up in yellow. Like the name is in yellow. Oh, I know why. I turned off city names. unexplored city. Oh yeah, you can also have it show you where all the toll gates are and the wait stations. But you can set it up however you want. There we go. So as you see, I've been to every city. There's one I haven't. Poplar Bluffs. Poplar Bluff. Trying to find a job to go to here. I could just drive through it. And then it would change to yellow. Then as you can see from the map, I have been to every single city that's modeled in the sim. For all the states that are available at present. Except Poplar Bluff. Anyway, I hope that helps. And I hope you both have a great weekend. I'm off to do a delivery. You take care now. We'll see you again soon.